Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Check This Out. On this installment of Can a Truck Driver Cook? Well, this time it's more like, can a truck driver make donuts from canned biscuits? Lately I've been doing a few videos on making some common items that we normally buy at the store and then trying to make a semi-homemade version that is usually cheaper and better tasting than the store-bought ones. Also, I wanted to bring the kids in on this one so that they can experience the joy and satisfaction of helping to create something that they probably thought was only available from a store or a gas station. Yes, we're talking about donuts here.
So you like donuts, eh? Well, have all the donuts in the world!
More.
If you have a Krispy Kreme store anywhere near you and have experienced the absolute joy of having one of their glazed donuts straight out of the fryer, then my friend, you truly know the meaning of nirvana. The donuts we are making today really just require 3 steps. Get a tube of store-bought biscuits, like these, or the store brand equivalent. Fry them, then put on your favorite toppings. That's it. And being that they are fresh, just out of the oil, I have to say these are pretty darn good. I do need to say one important thing about the biscuits though. You can't use any type of biscuit that says anything about flaky on the can. Flaky, extra flaky, mega flaky, none of these. When they hit the hot oil, they just puff up and flake apart and don't make a good donut at all. Look for something like country style, southern style, or home style. Any type of cake type biscuit. No, these are not going to be a Krispy Kreme, but then again, what is? Now, a word of caution here, I probably don't need to say this, but this recipe involves hot oil, and I'm sure that I don't need to tell you that young children cannot be anywhere near hot oil in any way whatsoever. I know it's just common sense, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. And as you know, everything requires a warning label these days. Besides, they'll have plenty of fun cutting out the donut holes, decorating them with their favorite toppings. It'll be great for them. So enough talking, it's
time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh.
I made the donuts.
We make them at least twice every day.
Time to make the donuts.
Not a few kinds like supermarket.
Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
But up to 52 varieties.
The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts.
okay, let's get started on our biscuit donuts here. The kids are going to love this. They'll love cutting out the holes in the center and especially decorating them. Now, there's also an air fryer version of this, but since an air fryer is basically just a convection oven and you put a biscuit in an oven, then I think you're just going to have a biscuit with a hole in it, and it's really not going to taste much like a donut. The thing that really gives us kind of a donut taste to it is the deep frying. But you can do them any way you want. This version is going to be in the deep fryer. Well, for biscuit donuts, the first thing we're going to need is, well, biscuits, of course. Now, this is the most important part of the recipe. This one says Southern Home Style. I believe some of them say Texas Style. But you want to avoid anything with the word flaky in it. You want to avoid that at all costs. Because when you put it in the hot oil, all those flakes separate and it really just kind of comes apart. So anything that's like a Southern style or a cake type biscuit, avoid the flaky at all costs. And next, we just need some kind of oil for frying. And that's about it. That's your donuts. Now the rest of it just comes down to what type of toppings you want to use on it. And there's a lot of ways you can go on that. In the description down below, I'll put a few different types of glazes and sugar toppings and stuff like that. The ones I'm going to go with today are just a standard cinnamon sugar. That's about a half a cup of granulated sugar with about a teaspoon of ground cinnamon mixed together. That's a classic. Another one we're going to use today this is going to be a maple glaze. And that's about the consistency you want, like right there. You want it to mound up on itself a little bit. but you want a little bit of integrity to it. Now, if you want just a standard vanilla glaze, you can do the same thing, about a cup of sugar, a couple tablespoons of milk, a little bit of vanilla extract. If you want a lemon glaze, same thing, the powdered sugar, some milk, and some lemon extract. The possibilities are endless. Whatever type of donuts you like, you can make them. I'm just going to do 3 different types today. And the last one is going to be just your classic chocolate ganache. This one's about a 1-to-1 ratio of cream to chocolate. Let's go ahead and get our biscuits ready while the oil's on the stove. The oil I'm heating up to 350 degrees. So let's go ahead and get the biscuits out and get the holes cut in them. All right, there's our biscuits. Now we need to get a hole in each one. And I'm just going to use this little die here. You can use, if you don't have any circle cutters, I think this one's a little bit big. It's going to take too much of our donut out. That's the smallest one I have. A cap from a 2-liter bottle of soda. That's about that size there. I think that'll work. That center will fill in some. Got all of our holes in there now. So let's move over to the stove now and see if our oil's ready. Let's see what we have here. That's close enough. Let's put about 3 or 4 donuts in so we can drop that temperature a little bit. Looks good. Now the cinnamon ones here, while they're still a bit oily, I want to get that into the cinnamon sugar. Yeah, look at that. I think I'll do about 3 of them in the cinnamon sugar. I want to have enough left to use some of my other toppings on it. There we go. Now these are still going to be quite hot when they come out of there. You might not want the kids to touch them yet. If you want, you can take your cinnamon sugar and put it in like a gallon zip top bag. Then when you bring it out of the oil, you throw it in for the kids, zip the top, let them shake it around in the bag a little bit to coat it, and then take it out for them. Safety first, right? There. Those look as good as anything you get from the store. Now we'll fry off our next batch and carry on with the rest of our toppings. These ones here, you want just warm. First of all, so the kids can touch them safely. Second of all, so that all of our glaze doesn't completely run off of it. That looks pretty good for the maple glaze. Okay, now what you want to do, put it about halfway down into the glaze. Pick it up. Let the excess drain off. Then flip it over. There you go. Doesn't that look good? Let's go with the next one. Now let's do a couple of chocolate ones. Look at the shine on that ganache. So this ganache was a 1-to-1. I think I used 192 grams of chocolate. Yeah, this was Hershey's Dark. 192 grams of chocolate, and I used 192 grams of heavy cream. Warmed up the heavy cream just to a simmer, poured it over top of the chocolate, let it set about 5 or 10 minutes, mix it in, and then I cooled it off a bit. And that looks absolutely beautiful. I've got one more pack of these, and I have definitely enough toppings left. So I'm going to go ahead and cook those up. We'll set them all out here, display them, maybe make a nice latte to go with it. Well, there we have them. There's our maple glazed, our chocolate, the little donut holes, we got the cinnamon sugar, and a beautiful little latte right in the center to set it off. The kids are going to love it. You've cooked together as a family. They're appreciating the art of cooking a little bit more. And when they see a creation like this, it looks like something that they thought that they could only get from the store, it's going to blow them away. I've been trying to do some short, easy recipes, but if you don't have much time on a Saturday, you want to get the kids involved a little bit, this is it here. I think they'll appreciate the food a lot more when they've made it instead of just going and getting it out of a box. So that's about it. I hope you've been inspired by this video to get together with the kids, cook something together, give them an appreciation for cooking. Take care, keep cooking, and we'll see you next time.